Good evening. Happy Halloween Eve. As I repeat, shall not, for insurance purposes,
Insurance says
possibly. Technically, this character is on wanted posters, my good man.
mm-hmm.
For legal purposes only, I will not threaten. Well, I will not hit anyone with a frying pan. Threaten, that's a different story.
As your legal advisor, I advise you, just to clarify, it's a costume and nothing more because it is Halloween Eve and Halloween's tomorrow. I, in my old age, thought Halloween was today. I always forgot it's the 31st, not the 30th. Which means tonight is Devil's Night for anybody that knows what Devil's Night is.
I park on the street. Oh, the pain. Anywho, liability aside, there is some controversies that we do have tonight, as well as some sample tasting. Which, by the way, note to self: Ghost, are you gonna be on my shit list tonight? I don't know.
Good chance.
There might be a chance. There might be a chance. So, by the way, man, I gotta ask you. We'll get to a couple of things as far as TwitchCon. I know you've probably talked about so much, but you brought a tub of Glitch Dreamsicle with you on the plane to enjoy yourself for your time away.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people, right? Unless you're starting out or whatever, but there's most people that don't get hooked on one single flavor and powder for an abundance amount of time. For you, after experiencing it so much, has your ranking of the flavor changed?
No, it's still an 8.5.
Still an 8.5.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I also just wanted to bring the new flavor to Vegas to showcase it more and debut it more because it was the new holiday flavor and everything. But honestly, even the bigger part of that is it wasn't even so much a Screamsicle. It was really any glitch I was going to bring because I've never traveled to another state through plane alone before. And I was nervous like no other bringing powder, energy powder like that through TSA.
So, from what I'm told, if you were to bring a sealed container, it's no big deal.
It wasn't sealed.
And no problems?
They didn't check my bag or anything.
Because there's so many people that were anal about it. There's so many people I know that ask everyone, and everyone just goes, just bring a sealed tub and get on with it.
From the main thing that I have seen is it comes down to the amount you have.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing too, is I know in liquid, it's got to be under 3 ounces.
For powder, the main thing I saw was 12 ounces.
12 ounces in powder. Okay, so I'm actually glad I knew this. I haven't flown in years, but I actually like to know that because I don't think that anyone is getting the Suplex City for a little thing of baby powder. This ain't the Boondocks.
Be surprised.
Well, there's some jokes there, but I'm going to leave those alone for probably for insurance reasons. That's probably if I had to say. So, bro, we finally got it.
You did.
We did. So
we're getting back to doing flavor reviews now that more stuff's out in the market, and we can finally talk about it.
I just want to give a shout out to Armad Ty. I hope you're doing well, brother. I miss you, and thank you for sending this over to me. I know I covered the shipping a little bit and such, but the fact that you're able to get this to me for this moment, I highly appreciate you, brother.
Dude, the homie literally drove 2 hours to see me and goes, "Hey, is there any new cans you've been looking for? You guys need for the podcast?" And I was like, "Well, we can't find the Ghost sour strips and probably the new rye sour blue raspberry. I haven't seen it yet." And he goes, "Okay, I'll be back." And he comes back in and gives me both cans. And I was like, you handsome fucker.
Gotta love time. And also, we got this to try, and so we have another fan of the show, and he just goes, "Dude, it's blue sour without the licorice. I love it." But I think I'm excited about the sour strips because so many people are telling me that it's not rainbow or it's licorice or it's just blue sour, and I'm like, Okay, let's
I have my own opinions.
have our own opinion and let's not have any spoilers here. Now, if you're telling me it's awful, I won't waste my time. If you're not trying to give me the whole full flavor profile and all that other good stuff, I think it might depend. But again, for anyone that wanted to know, it's been so difficult and I think kind of overrated. Now, only did a few of these. I'm referring to the G Fuel Halloween cans. There is the Jason, the Freddy, and the Chucky.
Speaking of the devil,
It's I. Love you, boss. So the Chucky. Diet orange soda. Just okay for me. Now, somebody's going to enjoy it, but for me, it is what it is. I'm glad I didn't get a case. Now, of course, there's always going to be that guy, dude, what are you talking about? It's not good. It's mid as fuck. Well, have your own opinion, guy. So the way that I kind of describe the Jason can, it's that blue Hawaiian punch. You know what I'm talking about?
mm-hmm.
To me, that's what I think it tastes like. Now, some people are like, oh no, it's grapefruit. Read the description. Dude, I know what I taste. Sorry, that's what I get. Is what is. Do I think that one's good? Yes. But I'm not sure if I'd go out of my way for that one. It's weird because there's so many cans that are just really good, but you can't say, you know what, I don't want it. You know, like Compound V, that sort.
Yeah, as a disclaimer, those were new cans that came out that Relly and I made a conscious agreement that we did not care to review on the show, because that means we were going to have to go hunt them down, and we kind of just didn't really have to care to go hunt down G Fuel cans anymore. At least to that far of an aspect when all three were in different spots, as if I'm remembering correctly.
So I had the Chucky and the Jason at my FYE at $5 a pop. So then I have to track down the third can. Now listen, I'm okay paying $5 a can one time. You do it twice, you're chronically breaking my balls, okay?
I don't care how much somebody loves G Fuel. No G Fuel can out there is worth $5 unless you are a can collector that's trying to get like an old can that doesn't get made anymore. But anything new that you're gonna physically drink is not worth $5.
So I guess the best way to put it in retrospective is, in a retail setting, you're a gas station, you're a place that sells drinks for consumption. Why $5? Come on. 4, a little high, but okay. 5, you're killing me. But to try to find another one solo, then get it here, then get it shipped out, I mean, we just kind of thought enough is enough. However, they're being scrounged up like crazy. But when we find them, we will review the Shiny Splash cans. So there's that. But Teach, you ready for this?
Without further ado, I guess this is the newer-ish, because it's been out for I think about a month now. The newer-ish Ghost Sour Strips.
Now I'm sorry, but this kind of goes into business and marketing. Now I'm not a professional at it, but I think anyone will tell you, why would you release Sour Pink Lemonade? People are still trying to get their hands on it. And before everyone can even try it, you release this out of nowhere.
I mean, it's okay. Their pink lemonade was beyond mid.
I thought it was okay good. I think you think it was but it's actually weird.
I know you're bad, but it's not good.
But here's the thing, Teach. Now, I'm not sure if I've noticed this. I know you're a lemonade guy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a pink lemonade guy?
Yeah, I don't mind pink lemonade.
Because I was actually wondering that, because I don't think that you are a pink lemonade guy. The only pink lemonade guy I've actually think that I could say that you've said that was good, it was either the reformula of G Fuels or the Glitch V1 lemonade, the V1 pink lemonade, then going into Vixen lemonade, and now currently on the market it's Foxy lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the Glitch Tree and G Fuel's new formula lemonade. That's actually kind of weak. But again, like I said, stop carbonating your lemonade, people. but I say too much. Cheers.
And this is, I believe, in collaboration with the One Brand sour strips too.
Yeah, sour strips candy.
Smells okay. Definitely has that ghosty smell.
It does have, Ghost has the same sweetener, whereas some of our brands don't have the same sweetener.
It's weird.
You actually get the candy taste too, but at the same time, I get like a regular mixed candy, but at the same time, I also get like, I don't want to say licorice, but it might be licorice.
I almost get like a different taste each swig.
Does anyone remember when I was talking to people and they were talking about how they didn't like Skittles because of the different flavors?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's like, ew, no, I don't like grape Skittles, I throw them out. Or, hey, I hate the green Skittle, I throw them out. Like, what are you doing?
It's like saying you don't like the different flavors of M&Ms.
Yeah, they're banned in European countries because you'll find out why later on in the show. Why? Because somebody decided to go on stream and be a complete asshat. But in the meantime.
So the one thing I will state firstly is that all Ghost cans have that like just ghosty taste. Like they're all kind of similar. Like they have that similar ingredient that just makes almost all Ghost cans taste different. I don't get that typical Ghost taste an absolute ton from this. It's there a little bit, but it's not as prominent as the other ones.
I can agree there. I can say there are some like the mango. I don't get it. The other ones, I think it depends on which one. Is there a signature aftertaste? Some, yes, there is, but some of them are worse than others. That's what I'll say.
There's not a lot much. There's hardly any sour to it. It's not even really tart. Like the sour Warhead ones are much more sour than this. This is barely sour, barely tart.
I think it depends on the sip. I mean, my first one, yeah, maybe it's because I wasn't expecting it, but it's also weird because I feel like do you hate on rainbow cans personally?
Define rainbow cans.
Tetris.
We're talking like rainbow sherbet, anything rainbow.
Rainbow candy, I should specify. Sorry.
Oh, rainbow candy? No, like actual sour strips, like Airhead sour strips. Some of my favorite all-time candy. I love them. I'll eat through an entire package of them. I'll do it right now. Hand it to me. I'll
sour
devour
strip
them.
Candy?
Yeah, well, not this brand specifically, but like the same thing of like the Airheads Extremes. I love Airhead Extremes. It's the same thing as this. It's the, like colorful strip candy, just made by Airheads.
Oh yeah, those are great, man. Like for instance, like there are some certain things like I have the actual sour strips, and I usually get into blue raspberry to be basic, or sometimes it's just a Craven. But yeah, pretty good. I feel like this is going to be one of those cans where no matter what, it's going to be inconsistent. Well, simply because to date, the Alani rainbow candy is my favorite one in that category. This one I think is just okay.
You do get a little bit of that candy taste. The sour is not there for me. It's hardly tart. But you do get that candy taste.
We get candy. I just think what happens here is the note. Maybe just put this in a different perspective. Are we just hoping for stronger notes and we're not getting it?
Probably, but The thing is, like, I would even argue that when you eat actual sour strips, you kind of get like a distinct fruit note. Even when you get the multi-rainbowy colored ones, like from Aired's Extremes or even these ones, you still kind of get like a distinct fruity note of some sort. And in this, I don't get that.
It's also weird because how do you determine rainbow candy? Like, as far as like what flavors you're combining, I don't know. I mean, I think if we're trying to go with accuracy, I feel like it's going to be impossible in this regard. I feel like if it's blue raspberry, it's a better comparison, but rainbow, it's just too out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I think probably the part that I would have to like the most, in a weird way of saying it, is it doesn't have your typical ghost taste, at least to me.
I agree. Always watching Teach Plays.
Always watching Wazowski.
Mr. Wazowski.
Always watching.
You didn't fill out your paperwork. One day, maybe.
I don't know. In a weird way of saying it, this is probably one of my more favorited ghost cans, but not really. Like, I guess I just more really like it because it doesn't have that typical ghost taste, but I'm not hugely enthused about the actual flavor itself.
I feel like this is like another Top Gear Alfa Romeo comparison. It's just like, well, let's put it this way. Do you love it?
No.
Can you recommend it to a friend? No, right? If you have to think about it, the answer is no.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Is it bad?
No.
But it's also, so it's not the best. It's not bad, but you can't recommend it to a friend. It's the Alfa Romeo Part 2 of energy drinks. Boom, simple as that. So I'm just going to give this one a 3.3 out of 5.
I'll go a 6.75.
You see, so from your scale, 6+ is passing. For my scale, 3+ is passing. Does it pass the test? Yeah. Is it good? Yeah. Is it mid? I wouldn't say that. I think it's slightly above mid. But we don't hate it. It's these weird things to process. I don't know, bro. I just think this is a weird one.
Like, if the weird circumstance came down to where I had to grab this or the phase flavor they have, I'd probably grab this.
I'm grabbing this over the phase because the phase ice pop is an abomination. I ain't saying it's Michigan tap water, but you get what I mean.
Here, our tap water's fine now, thank you.
Hey. It's not a joke. Crucify me. Yes, Recon. Yes. And I came armed and ready for insurance purposes.
He just doesn't have the goatee like he once did.
I had to shave for a week, and that kind of screwed everything up. So basically what happened was I had it here, but I shaved, and then I like trimmed this, and it was honestly like this level. And I'm just like, okay, I look just ridiculous. I look like a teenager that don't shave. So I'm like, it's time to come home. It's coming right off.
Oh, you mean me right now? Teenager that doesn't shave? Because I haven't shaved in a week.
A whole week, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This to me is actually, this is me shaving Friday night. Friday around 4 o'clock. Yeah, so this is day 3 to 4 days. Not bad, not terrible.
Now, if you want to go into the other sour candy.
The blue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
So this is the most recent Rise can, which is the Sour Blue Raz Sour Punch candy. I've had a few of these. I was going to get one tonight to enjoy with Relly, but unfortunately they were out of stock in these. But I have had a few of these to fully justify my instinct.
Also, if you didn't know anybody, so Rise has announced they are officially partnered with 2 professional sports teams. They're the official energy of the Buffalo Sabres, NHL, and in NBA, the official energy of the Chicago Bulls.
Mm-hmm. I think Rise
So,
is making real big moves.
I mean, listen, there's so many companies that could have their ins and outs, especially since PepsiCo, when it comes to sports, primarily the NBA, PepsiCo is in their pocket. The fact that they haven't gone to like Mountain Dew Kickstart or anything else, like, I mean, they've used LeBron, but it's like, hey, the starry 3-point cam and crap like that. It's like, come on, guys, really? You could have literally labeled it as like, hey, this team, the official energy of like Rockstar, Mountain Dew Energy, or whatever they were doing, but they decided not to.
So, Relly, before you get into that, here's one thought that I have for you that I want you to think of.
What you got?
Because it's kind of an interesting point, and it kind of even goes back to the Ghost can. Have you ever seen the actual Sour Punch candy straws?
Have I seen the actual candy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I have too. How likely are you to actually buy those candies?
How what?
How likely are you to actually buy those candy?
I mean, all considering there's Sour Patch, there's Sour Strips, there's so many others, not likely.
Exactly. Because for the record, pretty much these are like the most mid-sour stripe, sour punch, sour straw, sour whatever. Most people don't generally go to grab them.
So, I wonder. Oh yeah, the Kool-Aid one is great at these Boognast. My favorite's probably the Baja.
Baja's
But
good.
I'm gonna get my hands on that peach cooler soon. That's probably gonna top it off.
Lemonade's the
I
top one
guess.
for me too. But try it because the flavor is on point for this.
All right. Cheers.
Because I have many thoughts on this
Oh,
can.
it smells so good.
Rise truly has not let me down at any time yet.
No licorice. I love it. There's no licorice candy in here.
But you still get that full taste.
So it's not what I grab into anymore, but think about a Blue Jolly Rancher, but it's not as sweet.
It does have a little bit more bite of a sour to it. It does have a tiny bit of sour, like a good amount. It's not over the top, but it's not too little.
I don't get much.
No?
Not much.
Oh, see, I definitely got more out of these than I did the Ghost ones.
I feel like there's a stronger note in there, but also it's hard to tell with a blue raspberry because blue raspberry is already tart as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I get the more tart note here than in the Sour Strips can. And the reason why I didn't like the Ghost Sour Pink Lemonade is I think they're trying sour and tart too much at the same time. Plus,
Yeah,
with carbonated lemonade, good, not great. This one, 3.9 out of 5. I don't think it quite makes 4, but it's good. I just don't think it has the note to make it a 4, maybe. I don't know.
I like this can. I like it a lot. But it's not over the top like this is the best blue raspberry I've ever had.
Yes.
It's not over the top like best blue ras candy I've ever had. Now here's the one thing I really want you to put in perspective.
Agreed, Boog.
To me, this is the flavor that Sour Blue Chug Rug should have always been. In can.
I think can and powder, this is what should have been. Because I feel like the Sour Blue Chug Rug can, I feel like it's weird because it's very sour and very tart in powder, and that's why I don't like it. Like, it's too tart for me. In the can, it's much too sweet. Pleasant, but too sweet to be classified as sour. If that makes any sense, you know?
I mean, for me, Rice doesn't let me down. I give this can a solid 7 I almost want to go 7.25. Just
I think
it's
we're
a
on the right track.
solid flavor. It's nothing over the top. It's definitely not disappointing. But every time I kept drinking, I was like, this is what G Fuel Sour Blue Chug Rug should have always been.
And by the way, thank you, Jake. I'm glad you like the costume. And yes, it does come with the satchel that was hiding in a pot, and this was the frying pan that I got hit by certain long blonde. Although, this is actually not as bad as I thought. My dress shirt's more comfortable though, but you know how costumes work. Let's see. Oh, so Teach, should we get into the controversy?
If you even can call it that, honestly.
So let's go into just to sum this up. Now, I typically don't stream. I usually, like, my friends just like, hey, you want to do something once in a while? And I'll just be like, so what? I'll connect my PS4 and play like a game for an hour and then raid somebody who they recommend or a friend of mine, whatever. But if you raid a friend or if you are in a stream that involves anybody, now there's tons of I guess you can say etiquette, but there's just a simple one. And I think I would classify this as, correct me if I'm wrong, Teach, but just don't be a dick.
Yeah, just don't be an ass.
Don't be an asshole, okay? And the reason why, right, is, listen, because I've had people, and I used to stream every Sunday, but I got out of it, work, different things, adulting, scheduling, whatever. But I swear, listen, I'm pretty sure me and Teach certainly I don't think does, but usually I don't. If you want to ask us a question, that's fine. If you have a concern or if you want to tell us your take, there's a time for it. If sometimes we could say, can it wait? It's all right if you say something and if we could agree or disagree. But when you start to become an ass and when you start to become a problem and you won't let things go, you won't be open-minded, and then you're going to go off on our friends who are in our communities, you've crossed the line, you're an ass, and you get the ban hammer. It's just how that is. So in retrospect, we had somebody, we will not name him, I believe it's a guy. He wanted to rave about his brand of choice and say that the brands we like are trash. Now, it is perfectly okay for somebody to say that, but just remember, if we're going to respect your reasons, you better respect ours. And if you're going to make fun of our friends, goodbye, sorry.
To put it in the easy sense of saying it, as I was streaming, I got back from TwitchCon Vegas, and again, all fine dandy for everybody to have their respective brands that they love and they enjoy, and that's all fine and dandy. And this individual's respective favorite brand was Gamer Subs. And they were going on and on about Gamer Subs, and they wanted to question me on them and everything, and that's fine. I'm fine if you want to come into my stream, talk energy drinks, you have questions, yada, yada, yada. And I had made the comment to them of, I don't drink Gamer Subs for many reasons, but one of them is that they have dyes in them. And he goes, well, my titty milk doesn't have dyes in it. My this and XY flavor don't have dyes in it. And I said, let's look at the label real quick. One of them was like yellow 5, yellow 4?
Yellow 5 or yellow 6. It's those main two, but and he goes, what's wrong with dyes?
And I was like, bingo, that's a topic for an episode. What's wrong with dyes?
And if we say, okay, we're like the cancer, and he goes, everything has cancer. Stop being, basically he's like, you don't know what you're talking about. So I hate to do this, right? And I always hate this. Like when people come to society standards, it doesn't matter if it's technology, it doesn't matter if it's society standards, but they talk about comparing the USA to Europe. It could be currency, it could be politics, it could be anything. But my thought is, right? If we look around into any gas station, look how much PepsiCo owns. They own Pepsi. They own Starry. They own Rockstar. They own Doritos. So, you know how big Gatorade is in US? How come there's an Italian creator that tells me that Gatorade is banned in Italy because it has dye in it? Imagine how big Gatorade could be worldwide if they took out the dye.
Mm-hmm.
Which just makes you wonder, right? So Prime, right? Prime is a much smaller, as far as age, is a much younger company than Gatorade.
Much
younger. However, Prime is the official hydration drink to a football club. Why? They're not banned over there because they don't have dye in it.
And when Relly says football for all of our American viewers, he means soccer.
The football. There's football and then there's football. Yes. So the fact that they're for European soccer teams, but Gatorade's over here chilling. So I'm sorry, but Teach, as a businessman, as a content creator, for anybody, you're telling me that I could double this operation if I take the dyes out? Come on, brother.
I guess it's really up to them if they really find the investment worthy or not.
It's so stupid. It makes no sense to me. It's so stupid. You're telling me that you can't make your formula over in Europe somewhere? I found a professional skateboarder that makes his shoes in Portugal. They don't make them in China like they say they do. They're being made over in Portugal. So you're telling me that you can't pick a European country to make Gatorade in and have it go to all the soccer clubs, to all the convenience stores? Or who knows, maybe there's some mixologist over in London that wants to make a Gatorade cocktail. I don't freaking know. These are possibilities.
But I mean, Prime then has that aspect where they can take over the European markets now.
So essentially, we learned that PepsiCo just kicks their own ass. Which, by the way, I've said this because in the last month, I've dabbled in a lot of Rockstar cans just to see what the fuss was about. In conclusion, the Zero line is better. In conclusion, the Recovery line, I didn't like it at first, but I actually do enjoy it. Mango lemonade, to be precise. But as far as mainstream cans, now, I think there's mainstream energy drink, then there's energy drink supplement can, if that makes any sense.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, there's energy drink can, and then there's energy drink supplement can. Like regular energy drink, Red Bull, Monster, Rockstar. And then Rise, I consider more of an energy drink supplement. Gorilla Mine, more of the supplement category.
Why is that?
I just think because it's just better made.
A better formula?
Is it just because of the formula and I just think it's better and I think it's more of a drink and a supplement compared to, Rockstar, the Mountain Dews where there's nothing in them?
You mean because they're adding more than just caffeine to them, basically?
Caffeine, taurine, B vitamins, a little bit of vitamin C, send it. That's kind of mainstream where we have Rise and Ghost and all these are brands that are gone, hey, buddy, hold my beer. But just think, right? There's so many things, and I was talking to Salvatore, and he told me about certain things he can't get in Italy. The strangest things he can't get in Italy compared to here.
I believe it. There's a lot of foreign things you can't get regularly.
Well, here you can't get over there, rather. For instance, M&M's. Ain't that a damn shame?
It's because of the dyes.
Yep. Ritz crackers.
What?
Yeah.
What, too much salt? Too much sodium?
I forget the ingredient, but yes, they can't find Ritz over there. And one thing that I actually also found out is, the ketchup is different over there, right? Over in
Less
Europe.
sugar.
In actuality, it's the corn syrup. Yeah, I used to have a coworker. His wife used to travel to England for work, right? And he would go over there. Now, there's certain things that he would talk about. Like he talks about, you know how you ever heard about how the pubs have warm brown ale, but it's supposed to be served like that? He goes, that's good. I don't mind that. You want to make a shanty out of it? That's fine. But he goes, the ketchup is like water. And also, this one's a shocker to some, but not really. Pop-Tarts are banned in Europe.
That doesn't surprise me.
Some people, it's surprising. For me, I'm just like, well, it kind of explains a lot, does it not?
Really, how surprised are you that not many companies right now are doing sales for Halloween?
I saw one thing for Juju where they said if you have a starter kit, you can add a tub for free. Which, Juju, you have come in clutch. Thank you for that. As far as Halloween sales, I mean, G Fuel has their BOGO this time of year. It's limited. We kind of saw that coming. As far as our companies, kind of weak, honestly. Advanced GG hasn't done something in a while. I have no idea what the hell is going on over there. Rogue, it's like, we'll give you free shipping or a free shaker. I think that's a nice courtesy, but I don't consider that like a huge sale to rave about.
G Fuel is doing their typical BOGO.
Well, that's why I said they're BOGO, but it's limited. It's like their candy flavors, but they extended it, thankfully. Like, remember they would do it to just phase flavors only way back when? Or just candy flavors like peach rings and whatchamacallit, brain matter.
So I was looking up brands on our Twitter to see who may or who may not be having deals, and there's not a lot right now.
So it's just outside Juju, who do you got?
This isn't even a sale or a deal. This is me actually calling them out for a different reason. And it's more out of a respect thing because it hits home for me and what I do. The thing that I will bring up out of respect, because I give credit where credit is due and I respect this move a lot, is that Freshen Up actually has a shirt and a shaker that is pink with the NBCF pink ribbon, National Breast Cancer Foundation pink ribbon with it. I give that a lot of credit. The shirts are cheap for $8. The shakers are $9. I give that a lot of credit where credit's due. And that's me being someone who's been very big and has raised a lot of money the past 3 years for MBCF and be part of Game Pink, which was very cool to finally meet them and at TwitchCon.
I'm glad to be part of this, man. I'm glad to be a donator of it.
I haven't really seen many other companies doing any sales. And speaking of, the only main companies I saw energy-wise at TwitchCon was Advanced GG. Okay. I didn't really stop there. One thing I did learn this year that I will say we collectively kind of messed up on, but it wasn't really, would be more me putting my foot forward on it, is that I wish we would have had business cards or some great way of like handing out the Caffeinated podcast so I could have went up to Advanced GG and given them a card. Because I didn't really check out their booth at all, but they did just release a new flavor with Glad, the streamer Glad, which is supposed to be Rainbow Sherbet, a part of their Focus line. And Glad was there.
Really?
So I don't know, yeah, and I don't know if Glad was at TwitchCon. He is a Destiny streamer and Variety. So I don't know if they were debuting his flavor at all.
You know, it's actually really funny. It's amazing how there are certain things like, And you've probably seen us on Twitter for those that are listening, but it's amazing how some of these moves went under the radar without announcing. Like I remember Tecton's flavor was on the BOGO for Advanced GG. He had the Tecton Tropical Twister, I think it was.
I don't know if it's a reskin because I don't really check out a ton of advanced products or have tried a ton, but I know what they just have Rainbow Sherbet Focus.
But it was weird because I remember not too long ago they were revealing his creator shaker, and I'm like, that's new. What the hell happened? And glad I heard he left G Fuel, but usually it gets some. I remember hearing about that, and everyone's like, whoa, what the hell happened? But that fact that he got a flavor so quick, that's odd. Like, that's almost, wow. That's kind of just like, hey, bro, leave G Fuel right now. We're going to give you a flavor. We're going to put this right on here. Sure. Which is weird, too, because, I mean, I feel like it's so hard. And I think you know this, too, Teach. If you just, as an unbiased content creator, do you think it would be hard for you to move your community to a different product?
Are you like brand wise?
Well, just remember, it's not just the brand, it's also a taste factor.
It really depends. It
Like
really depends.
For example, right? The people that like G Fuel, I think it's going to be really hard for them to go to, let's say, Advanced GG Focus.
Yeah, because they're so used to maltodextrin and they're so used to the G Fuel brand.
Not only that, but I mean, the Focus line, we've noticed that it's the chalkiest thing ever. G Fuel gets chalky, but Advanced GG Focus
gets much chalkier.
I digress. Now, do I think that I do wish that now that I think about it, I wish we probably made some like business cards or something, but there's always so much going on, and we got lives too, and this isn't our full-time job, but it would be pretty cool to actually see if we could have the team manager Poison on, or Nick Rich on, or somebody like that, just so we could know more. I mean, we knew about some Advanced GG from Sin, but yeah.
And then Gamer Subs was there. They were constantly crowded. They supposedly had a exclusive shaker at the con. I didn't go up to the booth and check it out. So I don't know what it looked like. They had the claw machines there.
That's sick.
They apparently had some bigger creators there. Like I was told, Shy Lily was there. Wubby was there.
Oh. That's dope.
I won't say anything more because we're trying to have a future planning of it. But there's another content creator that Relly and I both know very well that now has a shaker through Gamer Subs. And that shaker sadly wasn't at the con. I would have actually picked that one up just out of respect for the friend.
Did you order it?
Not yet.
Just double check because sometimes those pre-orders end.
One Shot Energy was there.
Just in case, though, I got you.
One Shot at a smaller booth, real small. They're the chewy candy, like square things that are the 80 milligrams of caffeine.
The One Chew or whatever?
One Shot Chew.
Is it Limitless to collab with them?
They were or
they
are. Were or are. I remember they had some kind of collab with them.
Yeah, I actually remember trying that. It wasn't bad.
And then supposedly they were there. And if they were on the third floor where only partners were allowed if they were actually there, which in my opinion is stupid because they weren't on the main floor. I was all over that main floor for 2 days. Supposedly G Fuel was there.
Hold on.
Yep. Supposedly G Fuel was there, nowhere to be found on the main floor. But if that's the case, they had to be third floor.
So that just sucks because, again, right? So if I'm going to put this in perspective, Now, this is just a theory, so don't hound me, people. So, if you remember, there was times where people would love to, their dream was to be affiliated with G Fuel in some way or form. There was the ambassador program that started way after the FaZe Clan left, way after the partner manager issues and that whole incident that happened on my birthday. This is way after. So essentially, if you do content, if you think that you can be, I don't know, they'll probably look at you and they'll be like, hey, how many followers do you have? A couple hundred. Okay, here's a code. Like if you're brand new, wait and see. But if you've been around doing this and we think you're going to be good, okay, whatever. So the fact that it's so easy to be part of G Fuel now, do you think there's a chance that they made it to the third floor to be exclusive to just the partners rather than to keep the ambassadors out?
I don't know about all that jazz, but I do know that the third floor is for partners only, and I was told that G Fuel was there, but no idea where they were truly, so they had to be there.
So for Twitch partners only.
That was the third floor.
Okay, Bryce. So I'm glad that you're actually could be of service to us. I can't tell you when's the last time. Now, I have so much G Fuel that I haven't ordered from them in quite some time. It's been months. But as far as customer service, it's nice that you can just reply to your email because, again, I remember when there was a time where it's like if something happened, like let's say my father ordered something, right? I don't want to explain to a 55-year-old man what fucking Discord is.
Yeah,
I don't.
Then you gotta explain what a Discord kitten is.
And a Discord bot. And what the servers are. And what place to click. Instead, it's just like, just like everything else. Where's the customer service email? There's been sometimes like, dude, like I had to go check up with something related to my doctor and medical, right? There's no customer support email. And I'm sorry, but in 2023, if you're relying on fax, like a fax machine, FAX, it's out of date. That was out of date 20 years ago. So we can't rely on fax. The only way to do is for you to stop what the hell you're doing and basically dial the phone and pray to God they pick up. And
yeah,
Josh is
you
right.
You may be waiting too long for that to happen. But surprisingly, those were all the brands at TwitchCon. Sadly, Glitch wasn't there. Freshen Up wasn't there. Rogue wasn't there.
I mean, it's expensive to have a booth in Vegas at TwitchCon. Like San Diego.
It is.
San Diego is pricey, but Vegas, yeah, forget about it.
Who else?
Was Juju there?
No, they weren't.
I'm actually surprised because they were at the last couple ones.
Really?
Like last year they were there.
Make them down to how they're like, aren't they restructuring or whatnot?
We say that all the time, but maybe it's just the social media isn't as active as I thought.
Sneak wasn't there, but I know they're mostly European based.
Yeah, they're European. If they do something in London, they'll be there. But as far as like somebody in American, I just don't think they're good yet. Also, if anyone wants to pick up a Maw Arctic Howl tub or any Maw flavor in general, enter code BOO, that is BOO. It's 30% off everything on the site. Just got that email.
Thankfully, Glitch with an I wasn't there.
Oh no, if they were there, I think there'd be punches thrown. I'm kidding. But Glitch Eye, once again, I don't consider Wildcat and his fraternity being at TwitchCon.
W wasn't there. Surprisingly, Ghost wasn't there. I could see Ghost being at TwitchCon.
You know, at the same time, I don't, just simply because I think Ghost is trying to tend towards other matters.
I was generally more surprised I didn't see Rogue. Like Advance and Gamer Subs, I can definitely see being there, but I really thought Rogue honestly would have been there too.
I just don't think Rogue is over the hump yet. Now, granted, I can't believe that Juju made all these Twitch cons. Like, one of the first people I saw stream on the Juju Twitch, he told me that he first saw them at TwitchCon and he tried the cherry bomb and he was hooked, and it just kind of went from there. So he said back then they only had 3 flavors too. So he's been around for a long time.
The funny thing that I loved an absolute ton, and if you guys follow our Twitter page, you saw it, was that day 0 of the con, the Thursday, the day before, I had the pleasure of meeting the Pog Man, the Pog Master, Pog Champerino himself, JP Johnny Price. And it was just a weird passing by in the hotel I was staying at. And at first, I don't think he recognized me. And then it was more like an oh shit.
So basically, it's like, yo, JP, hey, was it something like that?
Kinda, yeah.
But then it took him a minute, and he's like, well, also, we got to remember how many guys, like, I mean, there's so many people he talks through. It's like Twitch, Discord, Facebook. It's, you know, when you go by all the socials, and it's just kind of like registering, it's percolating. Oh, shit, Teach, hey.
And then day 1, he actually came up and, like, hugged me from behind, not in a bad way. And I was like, who? And there's only one person I could really think that would do that I didn't already know.
That's because you said you would hug him if you saw him.
Yep. And because I had my glitch jersey on that said Teach on the back. So he was like, who else is going to be at TwitchCon with a Teach jersey on? Nonetheless, none other than Big Sin, I had saw him at day 1 of the con and met a lot of the other Limitless guys. And man, dude, big shout out to Caffeinate alumni, Big Sin, because that man has been working his ass off, not only for his company and his brand of Limitless, but in his life too. That man has dropped 80 pounds. He is looking fantastic.
80
pounds.
It's so surreal, man. Like, there's so many things like I'd have to just like ask him and such. And I hope him and Limitless are doing so well, man. Like, I love seeing the guys play Rocket League and CSGO.
Yep.
Just great times all around. Like, I could only imagine.
And for next week's episode 2, Relly has apparently never had a rainbow sherbet can.
So for next episode, I'm gonna keep these here.
We're gonna do a little comparison of who has the top rainbow sherbet can.
Oh, that's not it. So I've been very curious. This is in every gas station. This, not so much, at least by me. So rainbow sherbet. Is it gonna be Rise or is it gonna be Rain? I guess we debate that next episode, but
you'd already know G Fuel's third on that list between the two.
I didn't even think about G Fuel. I don't even know if they make those cans anymore. It'd be hard to find one. And sure. I'm gonna be reviewing this one next episode as well because I finally got it. Thank you. Again, my vitamin shop is clutch, and they have people going in there just to buy cans. When you go to my GNC and they see you just buying cans, they look at you weird. It's like, dude, get something else, like, because they're not going to get it again. Like, and even the guys at GNC tell me, right? They're like, hey, dude, you see these tubs? They take up less weight and less space in the back room and on the truck getting here. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But also, when you look at some of the stored displays, right? And for liability purposes, right? Because you know how there's looting and everything else wherever you go. They have like the store policies where they're like, hey, if this is on the shelf, no more than 3 of each one on the shelf for liability purposes. You know what I mean? So it's like, how many tubs are in the back room? Nobody knows. How many cans are there? Well, if they're not on the shelf or in the fridge, chances are that's all of them. Whereas my vitamin shop, they'll take like a pallet of Prime and they'll just place the basically just like sweep the pallet out and just stack it on the floor. And if anyone wants a case or a solo one, just bring it to the register. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, I love how Vitamin Shop is so can acceptable, whereas GNC, they're like, yeah, K.
I mean, my GNC has a bunch of cans just laid out right by the front door.
Yeah,
Just in cases.
mine don't. Mine don't. The only cases they have, or they put them on the shelf, and it's usually, they're usually the ghost cans. But it's like the new stuff that we want to try, they'll get like a case and then gone for God knows how long. Like, I haven't seen Spider-Man cans in a long time. I haven't seen.
My GNC still had those when I last went there.
Lucky you, because again, we don't get shit. There's sometimes where, at least my location, and not only that, but people actually, for people that actually probably have never heard of this place, there's so much that goes on here. Like Glover Teixeira lives here, like, all that stuff. There's a sports team that had a documentary here that's on Netflix. But yet people think it's like this small place, and it's just like, look at the bigger picture. Just craziness. But I just find it so weird, man. Like, it's like, hey, we do one round of cans and that's it. Oh, dude, I spoke to the guy at Vitamin Shop, and he's going through, he goes, hey, man, Gorilla Mines is my number one can right now, and everything else comes second.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, dude, if I were you, I know you don't have a Vitamin Shop around you, but if you find a Gorilla Mines, pick up the black can. There's only a few flavors, but the black can I think would be your favorite.
Okay.
Think of a Tiny Tina can if it actually worked.
What do you mean by that?
I just don't think that G Fuel for a 300 milligram caffeine, amount in a can, right? I just don't think the 300 works the same as other cans, and it's because the ingredients inside.
Oh yeah, no, I get that, because like a rain with 300 milligrams makes you feel way more energized than a G Fuel ever did with 300.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the way it's packed. It's like, you take a Rise or a Gorilla Mines at 200, that is way more efficient than a G Fuel at 300. Like, me personally, I'd rather have two G Fuel cans at 140 milligrams a piece get me through than one 300 can. Because even if you sip it gradually throughout the day, it just doesn't do the job.
Mm-hmm.
If only.
But I think we could probably use that spot to wrap up episode 92. Should be back next week for 93, and everything should be a bit more back on track to end off the year on some positive notes.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting as we get towards holiday time, and I may or may not see a couple of things that we're going to have to send each other to try. It's actually notable too. There's going to be some more stuff going on soon, because there's actually a buddy of ours that gave us a couple questions to answer, and some I think are too personal to be on the show, but there's some other things, particularly ingredient-wise and such, that that some of us want to talk about, and we'll just go over that with time. Particularly for one reason why tubs have to be labeled vegan. Oh, the pain. And by the way, if you like the old G Fuel pink lemonade, Shock told you why. We'll go over again. We found the ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, everybody, please take care. I just want to thank everybody for checking in on us. I dropped the music for a second. Both him and I are doing much better. We're both back on track mentally. And we just want to thank you all for being supportive. So we hope to see you next week. And with that, please stay safe, stay healthy, drink your freaking water, and of course, stay caffeinated.